What's up, Steeler Nation? It's the Steelers Fanatic here with you on this stormy night. I'm a week late. My work schedule has kind of had me screwy, so I didn't get a chance to do a video last week. We'll jump right into it. OTA started this week, and Ben's already put a rest to the rumors of the quarterback controversy. And like I said before, there really was no quarterback controversy. It was just the media blowing things out of proportion. I do think Ben's going to help Mason get things on a little better. I'm going to jump right into what I think our offense is going to do for us this year. I love talking about our offense because our offense is the best the NFL's seen in many years. I'm excited because we're going to let Ben kind of control it more. Fitchner's going to be there, but I do think it's going to be Ben's offense. I think we're going to see a lot of no huddle, and Ben's really good at drawing up plays. So I think I think our offense is going to be even better than what it's been years before. I think it's probably going to be one of the best offensive years we've had since we've had Ben, AB, and Le'Veon. I expect those three to be the key factors, the main production of our offense this year. Again, Juju. I think Juju's going to be in there. I think Juju's going to have a good year. I think he's going to avoid the sophomore slump. I think Juju's going to have a good year. He's too important to our offense now to not have a good year. James Washington is going to bring in what Marty B. He's going to take over Marty B's role, I think, and I think he's going to do a good job of taking pressure off of AB as well. Because as long as those two are clicking, as long as they're working, teams are either going to have to play zone coverage, which Antonio can find any gap in any zone, or they're going to have to play stupid and play straight up man to man, which there's no cornerback in the NFL that can go straight man to man single coverage with Antonio Brown. Jalen Ramsey tried, and Jalen Ramsey still couldn't handle Antonio Brown when he had a bum leg. So that's going to be interesting to see. As long as we can as long as we've got another receiver to where they can't put a double team on Antonio. We got another receiver, two receivers clicking well, enough to where Antonio Brown's not going to be double teamed. All right, Ben's going to have a phenomenal year. I think honestly this might be one of Ben's best statistical years he's ever had. Now that's just for the if game. I think we're going to see a lot of Le'Veon Bell again. Why fix it if it ain't broke? I do think Le'Veon needs to share the snaps with James Conner and even Samuels now. I do think he needs to share some snaps, but I think those other two need to play a similar role. And we've got a great O-line. Go get 4 or 5 yards at a time. Easier said than done, I know. But go get 4 or 5 yards at a time, and that way you can run a play action fake. If you can get a good, it's an easy rule of thumb. A good running game opens up a great passing game because technically wise, if you're pounding a team, if you're pounding the ball up the middle, or if you're running the ball, you're getting 4 or 5 yards, and you're leaving it with 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5, or 3rd and 2s. Defenses, you're going to stump defenses because then defense will have to load the box, and then guess what? You've got 84 out there for a 6'7" tight end. I mean, it's hard to stop him. Our offense is so capable of doing that every game. It's just our consistency was the problem. The Jacksonville game, the regular season Jacksonville game proved that. It started off good, and Antonio Brown had a big 60-some yard catch against Jalen Ramsey, and then we just fell apart. A lot of our problem too, we could drive straight to the red zone, but once we hit the red zone, it was over. A lot of that was with the play calling. Again, I'm hoping with Randy Fitchner and Big Ben running the offense, I'm hoping that'll be the end of that issue. Um, but again, I think Le'Veon needs to share the snaps with Jalen Samuels and James Conner and Stephon Ridley. Got a great backfield. I think that's going to be a great backfield. Connor's coming off of a torn ACL, so I'm not sure how healthy he'll be. Hopefully, he's still as effective as he was or better than what he was as a rookie. Because before he tore his ACL, he was having a pretty good year. But again, Le'Veon needs to share the love with the run game, because if not, by the end of the season, he's going to be beat down. You get to the AFC Championship game, and he was just so beat down when he played the Patriots in the AFC Championship there a couple years ago. His body just couldn't take it anymore, and then he was done. He had a groin. He was nursing a groin injury. He was trying to fight through it, and his groin just gave out, and he couldn't handle it no more. And, like I said before, if you have a game plan, built around one guy, and that guy gets hurt, and then we just went out there and we froze. We looked like deer in headlights in that game in the AFC Championship, because we didn't know what to do. That was just being outcoached. But aside the fact, Le'Veon needs to share the love. Ben needs to take more control of the offense. 84 needs to do what 84 does. It's just raw talent. That's all it is. He's only 5'10", but he's just. I'm 6'1" or 2 or whatever. I can't go there and do near the things he does. I've also noticed in the off season that he has gotten shredded, like he's shredded now. So. You ever get a chance, go and look at Antonio Brown's workouts that he does during the offseason. It's unreal. Yeah, his footwork is the greatest in the game, maybe the game's ever seen. And he's got the offseason videos to show how. It's just crazy the workouts he does. He works out with opposing teams. He works out with Todd Gurley, and then works out with Xavier Rhodes from the Vikings. That's great. They make each other better. But yeah, like I said before, Le'Veon shared the love. Ben needs to run the offense more often. 84 needs to do what 84 does. We need to get tight ends more involved. We still got Jesse James. We've got Xavier Grimble still. Xavier Grimble's he's a good in the clutch. He had a good catch last year against the Bengals. Our tight ends do need to get more involved. Our tight ends need to block better. That was part of the issue last year. Jesse James has got great hands, but his blocking got questionable at times. But I know the low man wins, and he's 6'7", and it's hard to beat the low man when he's 6'7", blocking little cornerbacks. But blocking for the tight ends needs to improve. Our O-line needs to do what they do. Our O-line is great. Protect Ben, and get them gaps for Le'Veon. I'm telling you, our offense could soar. They could score 30 points a game if they really wanted to. If they really wanted to, they could score 30 points a game. Now, I'm already gonna, just because of the Steeler way, I already know there's gonna be games where you just want to throw your remote at the TV and scream and yell, and then you're gonna see my reaction video, probably the same thing, just being upset. But that's why they play the game. One team's going to outcoach the other team. One team's going to execute their stuff better than what the other team will. And unfortunately, Pittsburgh will probably be on the bad end of 2 or 3 of those games. But we'll see. But what I expect from our offense is 28 points a game. That's because we scored 7 points. Also, Boswell, I think Boswell's going to have another record-breaking year. He's part of our offense. I'm glad we got him signed, because he's one of those clutch kickers Pittsburgh's had in a long, long time. before Jeff Reed went all crazy and was dancing naked and stuff like that. That's a little inside family joke. I'm not going to get into it, but Boswell, we got him signed. He needs to continue to do his thing, which I know I have faith in the Wizard of Boz. But again, I'm going to summarize one more time. Le'Veon, share the love. Le'Veon, stay healthy. Ben runs the offense more often. 84 does his thing. Tight ends get more involved in blocking and just get the tight ends better involved. And the O-line, just continue to be the O-line. Stay healthy. It's the biggest thing for our offense is stay healthy. If our offense can stay healthy, we're unstoppable. But it's the game of football. I know injuries happen. But the biggest key is everybody stays healthy as much as they can. Which means if we're getting blown out, if we're blowing somebody out, we need to rest the starters. And then when it comes to the bye week, it's really important to heal during the bye week. Because I know, bye weeks are big for healing. And I can't remember where our bye week, I think our bye week's right towards the middle of the season this year, so it's going to be good for us. But I know after the bye week, it turns into a strenuous schedule. So then when we get to the playoffs, if we have a bye week in the playoffs, we need to approach it so much differently than what we did last year. Because last year, we came out terrible defense-wise. Defense, we'll talk about defense next week. I've got a lot to talk about on the defense. I know I talked about a lot about on the offense, but the defense, I've got a lot to talk about what I think we need to do, what I expect from our defense. But until then, I will see you guys next week. My work schedule should be changing for the better for me. Until next week, here we go.